So we've come to a famous bakery here called Smbataberd, and the people here don't speak English. And we have the menu here, but I think they only make one dish, and that's this one, because they just brought it to us. And yeah, let's try it out.
Enjoy.
Mahlzeit. Large Soviet-style factory. Yeah. So that right there is actually the peak of the volcano Ararat. It's enormous. We're nearing it. We're gonna go head to a monastery where hopefully we can have a nice view of the volcano from there. So we made it to our first stop of the day of our 4-day road trip in Armenia, southern Armenia. And we just arrived to Khor Virap with a beautiful view of Mount Ararat. And yeah, we're gonna head up there and see what it looks like.
Very early this morning, 4:30 a.m.
Really?
Said, yeah. Got a little on flat pack.
Not direct, right?
No.
So welcome to the monastery of Khor Virap, which used to be a much larger ancient city, but this is what's left. Essentially, it's right at the border with Turkey. So what you can see here is, for example, watchtowers. Yeah, and some type of pre-border border, because right across there, I don't know if you can see it, you can see a mosque. So I'm assuming right below that should be a river where it's really green, which would be the border, and another mosque there, right? So that would be Turkey. And in the background we have Mount Ararat, huge volcano, it really imposes across the landscape. You can see it from Yerevan. So this is the big plain. And in the background there, you can't see it, but that's where Yerevan is. And then there, behind Steinolino, are the highlands, where we're gonna head down to in the south to check out the vineyards. And we're going to drink some good Armenian wine. Having some fresh pomegranate juice at the bottom of the monastery, because it's really hot.
And positions and so.
Where would you put it?
Not like on top, but somewhere within the rocks.
This is really the wine region now, and very nice agricultural area. Fruit trees, wine. The agricultural heartland of Armenia and heading up to the deserty looking highlands of the south. And we see some really old Soviet factories to our left. Looks quite interesting landscape. Very desolate and green at the same time. So we're arriving at the three border area. On the left we have Armenia, in front of us, you can see that ridge. There's a wall along the ridge with some military posts. That's Azerbaijan, the border. And then to the right, if you can see between the grass, is Turkey. So we're arriving at the border with all three countries. And we're going to go to the left right before this ridge. So, because obviously we can't get into Azerbaijan from Armenia. We're going to go up into the hills on the left there, where there should be their wine region. We're going to the hills.
Shoot at the...
So here we are driving along the border of Azerbaijan, and they built a wall along the entire road so that we can't get shot from the hill that I was showing earlier. But you can maybe slightly see part of the ridge there. Ah, okay. Alright, you can slightly see the wall at least over there. That's the wall. Yeah. So we're protected, guys. No worries. We're protected. So the wall here is actually also fortified by bunkers every 100 meters.
You see on the other side there's an anti-tank trench.
Oh yeah, it could be. And this is the wall, the ridge where I guess the Armenians and the Azerbaijanis are looking at each other. There's a flag. Not sure. We've already seen some Azerbaijani flags. Down the valley to the wine region. Very impressive mountains here. And the villages are always very green. Of Areni. We have a massive cliff in front of us. Yeah. Yeah, there's a nice church right at the base of the cliff. And everyone here is selling wine in massive jugs of like 3 or 4 liters.
Speed trap reported ahead.
Speed trap! Stand! Very interesting landscape. But so this is again one of the famous wine areas, but we're going to go to another wine area. Here's an Areni wine factory to our left somewhere, but that's not where we're gonna stop. Lots of people visiting. Everyone's selling their local fruit and wine along the road. And we're in between 2 cliffs, and between those 2 cliffs is where they produce all the wine and the fruit. An oasis surrounded by dry mountains. And there's actually water in the river. You can't see it, but there's a lot of water. We made it to the top of the plain of the mountains, and at the top you have basically this insane grassland going really far with flowers everywhere. driving on top of the plateau and then heading to the Orbelian Caravanserai. This is really a grassland. Not a single tree in sight. And we came from down there, like very deep in the valley. Not a shepherd, but a cow herder.
Can we get out here or?
Nah, it's okay. So we came from all the way down there. So we just parked our car. There's an ancient fountain there because this is a caravanserai. So during the ancient Silk Route time, this is where the caravans would take refuge, presumably from the plateau, which we were just on, where I'm assuming there's insane winds, storms, and snow. And it's really, really well preserved. And it's called the Orbelian Caravanserai. There's a few in the region surrounding this plateau, but I think this one is the best preserved one. And as you see, there's one other group of tourists here. And maybe we can buy some water, because we need some water too. Unless we use the old fountain. A bull and not very sure what that is. Maybe a lion,
Sheep.
or sheep. This is where they would enter with their donkeys, camels, and horses, and they would sleep in this ancient caravanserai. Yeah, very nice place. We're going back down into the valley and we're gonna go to the next Armenian fortress called Smbataberd. So our car isn't able to go down this road to Smbataberd, so we negotiated 20 euros to
Slight right.
get
Head southwest on Shatan-Artabuing Khor Road.
to the place.
Continue
with
for
this
1 kilometer.
Old military jeep. Нет русский. We're actually moving. Made it to Smbataberd Castle
You have arrived.
with cliffs on both sides. This was insanely well defended. So here we are in Smbataberd Castle. It's was a really cool ride up with this Russian UAZ military jeep. And according to this sign, the building was ruined and abandoned in the 17th century after the Shah Abbas exile of Armenians. Right. So let's check it out. So when you get into the castle, you have an actually very well maintained wall with amazing views. Yeah. I believe this is the north side of the castle. So we came in by the south side, one of the doors, and it seems that they're studying the castle because those people are surveying with some laser technology and droning. Going to the top of Smbataberd. Great views on all sides. At least not too hot because we're quite high above the valley. A last look at this really nice fort before heading back down. Incredible views of the valleys around. Surprised that the Seljuks got it, actually. It's not the easiest fort to siege. But supposedly, according to the local story on Wikipedia, the way they captured it is by destroying the local source of water, and the way that the Seljuks did that is by not giving a mule water for a lot of days, or dehydrating the mule so much, and then using the mule to lead them to the water source. And then they destroyed it, and then there was no more water in the fort. As you can imagine here, it's really warm, you need water. I mean, you obviously need water. And they surrendered. Arrived at the winery. Let's go check it out. If we can get some nice wine and some nice foods. But looks like they're doing some construction works, which is a bit less nice, obviously. And these are the grapes they're growing. So this is the Old Bridge Winery in Arpa Valley, apparently. I guess it's a family-run affair. This is essentially the restaurant and wine tasting area. So you can see the vines right there. They're doing a remodeling of the entrance, And you have a view essentially over the valley. And we chose a rosé, which Mary is opening kindly for us right now. And these are the wines that they have. So we have whites from, I suppose, Voske had grapes. And then we have rosé and Areni grapes.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we have some reds with Areni mostly. And what's that? Grappa. Okay. Armenian grapefruit grappa. All right, so let's see. The view from our place at the Old Bridge Bed and Breakfast. We're building a new house there. We have a very nice sunset view. And the mountains we could see from the winery down there. The garden also has some vines. And the room is actually quite nice, quite big, spacious. Bathroom, toilet. Stanley is falling asleep. Ciao, ciao.